This is Kendra with Truest TV, and I'm back with another video. I just wanted to do, this is for educational purpose only, so I don't get copyrighted for using this video, yes. So, I wanted to just let you guys watch this video and give commentary on it. I did a video previously about this, but I just needed to come back in and you'll see.
The bad about Kansas is Kansas. What is there? Nothing, fam.
But how did you feel as a black man in the US?
Being black in America was weird because obviously, certain people got a perception of you, isn't it? What I find interesting is the second people hear your accent, it's a different love. They'll approach me like how they approach any other black man, which is questionable in itself, innit? But as soon as they hear the British accent, you can see their whole demeanor changes. They're not as defensive. They're a bit more open.
Wow.
So it was interesting.
So I wanted to delve in on that. Now, clearly we see that this is a so-called black man, right? And he has the kinky hair. He has, he has the features of a so-called black man, right? So why am I making this video? This video is to explain to the masses, both black, white, and everybody in between, right? That the situation that we're having in America when it comes to racism has nothing to do with hue of complexion. Nothing to do with hue of complexion. Has nothing to do with gender, whether it's male or female. It has nothing to do with your hair texture or your facial features, right? Clearly, we're looking at a whole so-called black man, right? And why am I saying that? Well, clearly he's explaining his experience as a so-called black man in America and his time being in America, in Florida and Kansas City. And he said some key things that I wanted to just point out. His experience was that they approached him, but once they saw that he had an accent, they were no longer defensive. Now, I don't know why any white person would be defensive when it came to speaking to any black person, but I can explain to you why. So, for a long time in American history, they allowed us to believe that their problem with us was our hue of complexion. They just didn't like you because your skin tone was dark. When that was all fabricated and lies, that was just used as a way for you to not figure out what the real issue was, because clearly they don't dislike people because their hue of complexion. Otherwise, they would have not liked it, this man. And he said that they became comfortable with him, right? They became comfortable once they heard his accent. Before that, they were very defensive, right? They were on defense. Now, I don't know why anybody would be on defense when you're speaking to a person you don't know, no matter what hue of complexion they are or what race they are, right? Or whatever nationality they are. I don't know why you would be on defense. But I can tell you one thing. If we know American history, and we think that we know somewhat of it, right? We understand that Muhammad Ali's story, when he talked about what is the difference between a Negro and an African, when he wasn't allowed to eat in a white-only restaurant, but an African man was. And he asks, what is the difference between a Negro and an African? We now understand why the African was able to eat in the white-only restaurant and he wasn't. Their problem was not the fact that Muhammad Ali had dark skin, because they would have then not like the Africans. So this is to let you know that the issue has nothing to do with hue of complexion. So for all of y'all who thought racism was stemmed from colors, hues of complexion, hair textures, and features, you're wrong. White people do not hate you at all because your skin is black. Only the ones who are ignorant and don't understand the assignment and what's really going on is they hate you because of your hue. But the real ones, the real white and foreigners who know what's going on, they hate you because of who you are, not because of your hue. Because then they would hate Africans, and they would have hated this British man with his accent, because his hue was dark. They would hate Jamaicans, Haitians, and so forth that come over to America. They would hate Hindustan. These are some of the darkest people in the world. They would hate Africans, but they don't hate them. Nope, they could eat at the white-only restaurant, but a Negro could not. What is the difference between a Negro and an African? Well, a Negro belongs to America. He's your American Indian. And the reason why they hate you isn't because your hue. It is because of who you are. And I said this a while back in a previous video. I don't know if I uploaded it or didn't upload it, but if I did upload it, it is in a previous video. But if I didn't, let me be the first to say it again on this video. You are not hated because of your hue. You are hated because of who you are and the stakes that you have to the land of milk and honey, which every foreigner desires. This is the land that everybody wants. This is the place that everybody wants to be. Whites and every foreigner alike does not want to give this land back to the true Americans, which are the so-called black people. So they hate you for it. If you go on any landmass where the land has been colonized, which has been stolen, all the original inhabitants of that land is hated and mistreated. If you go to Australia, the Australians are hated. If you go to the Mexico, the true dark-skinned Mexicans are hated. If you go to Haiti, the Haitians are hated. If you go where the original inhabitants are on any landmass, the original inhabitants is always the one who gets the most discrimination and the most mistreatment. So they're not shooting you down on the street because you're black. So stop saying that, because you're not even black, you're brown, right? He's wearing a black shirt. He doesn't match it. He's not hated. We are not hated because of the hues of our complexion. Oh, no, no, no. It's bigger than that. You're hated because who you are. There is no landmass they can place you on because you belong to the landmass in which you and your forefathers have been on before the coming dawn of time. Well, for quite some many decades, long before anybody else. And so that's why you're hated. They don't want to give up their rights to this land. Squatters don't want the owners to come back and get their land. Oh no. They don't like adverse possessions. They don't like the idea that the owner can come back when he realizes that he owns the land to get his land. So that's why you are truly hated here in America. Has absolutely nothing to do with your hue of complexion. Nothing to do with your features, nor your hair textures. Hence why many people would strive to look like you and get your hue. They hate you because who you are, not because how you look. So this is Kendra with Truest TV. Stay up, stay blessed, put God first above all else, and peace out. Bye.